Welcome back to the channel, everybody. How's it going today, Mike? Glad to be back. It's been a minute, but hey, man, let's start cashing these tickets.
Yeah, let's go, man. Real life getting in the way. Big news for Wade's household there. And I've got a new household here, finally out of the apartment. Praise the Lord. But
Nice.
yeah, man, ready to start picking some MLB winners. Y'all, before we get started here, just want to tell you Wade Service Top Flight Wagers is on absolute fire. Swept the board last night. I think 7-0 it was, I believe, something like that. I lost count. But anyway, highly, highly, highly recommend y'all go and sign up. He's on a heater, which is pretty usual for him in MLB. So before you do anything else, sign up for his Discord. Very affordable. Help him keep the lights on what he's doing. Uh, but yeah, he's on a roll, cashing all kind of props, out props, strikeout props, earn run props, all these things. If you want props, Wade is your guy. So there you go. Jump on while he's hot.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah, we posted out 4 plays yesterday on X. As far as a giveaway goes, I also posted those out to YouTube and TikTok and Instagram as well. And yeah, we ended up sweeping all 4 of those free picks. So I'll be dropping a giveaway winner later this afternoon once I get some time to run that giveaway, get this edited and posted out to people, and then yeah, we'll run that giveaway, man. But it's been a nice little run we've been on. We've been lucky. Obviously, we're not going to cash every single bet that we place, but yeah, man, things have been rocking. So I'm ready to get into June in a few days and see if we can keep the ball rolling.
Absolutely, man. Normally, the hotter the weather gets, the hotter we usually get with our picks. We got plenty of data now to feed our nice little computers here. We can
Right.
crunch those edges a little bit further, find out where the books have made some, perceived mistakes, getting that plus EV every day. It's just what we do, man. It's just what we do. And baseball's not for everybody. It's a daily grind, but it's one we both know and love.
Yeah, no doubt. I definitely think it's the sport that you can profit the most on, but it's also the longest sport. So that probably has a little bit to do with it. But you also, with just all the different markets, you just got so many ways you can profit. Um, Obviously, if you don't have access to props, or maybe you don't love props and you really want to be into the game lines, there's just so many options you can do for baseball. That's why it's our favorite. And let's jump right into it. Let's give the people what they're here for. I know we're both going to give out at least 2 picks for the show, and then we'll give a breakdown of the picks at the end of the show, and we'll see if we can have another sweep. Coming off our last video, we actually swept that bad boy. Ran a giveaway for that as well. So we went 4-0 on the last show. And now I'm trying to remember what our record is.
Yeah, we'll have to go back and look, but I
Yeah,
guarantee it's
I'll look
very
while we're talking
close.
here, and I'll bring that back up here once we get rolling. I'll have to pull up
Nice.
the tracker. But yeah, man, why don't you go ahead and give everybody what your first play is, and let's start cashing these.
Yeah, let's do it, man. How about a side to kick things off here? Still hitting these on the openers. Usually play these the day before around 1, 2 o'clock in the afternoon. FanDuel drops them first thing. I like to hit them first thing. Um, this one kind of scares the daylights out of me, but I had no other choice because the Braves Phillies game just got rained out for this evening. So let's go Baltimore Orioles minus 110 over the St. Louis Cardinals. Mikey Knobs, have you lost your ever loving mind? Probably, probably. Baltimore's been a dumpster fire all year long. I'm still not ready quite to give up on them completely. I know they fired their manager a few weeks ago. That usually get a team going, but really the problem has been the starting pitch, and the lineup's been okay, especially against righties. But yeah, the starting pitch has been a disaster. The bullpen's been subpar compared to years past. But even still, man, I've never been a big Miles Michaelis guy. A few years ago, he seemed like he was okay. I think he's just been getting really, really lucky. His ERA is impressive at 3.51. If you check his expected ERA, it's almost a full run higher at 4.35. To me, that means the regression monster is hiding underneath Michaelis's bed here. Not really crazy about starter Cade Povich, but in all other areas, I really, really think the bullpen of Baltimore, even though they've been bad, still having this 18th best in baseball. St. Louis bullpen not been good at all, having this 23rd in baseball. Baltimore, if you get into the metrics a little bit more closely, Baltimore hits righties a whole lot better than St. Louis hits lefties. Povich is a lefty. So if this was righty on righty, I'd probably stay away or even lean St. Louis. But the fact that St. Louis had a hard time all year against Southpaws, Go Orioles here minus 110. I thought it should have been Orioles probably minus 130, minus 140 where I priced it. But Orioles at home, they'll get it done. Hopefully.
You're a crazy man. You're a crazy man.
I know it.
Yeah, any chance you get to fade Miles, Mr. Miles Michaelis, I'm all about it. Although I will say with him, he's real tricky because usually when I'll take a bet against him, that's the one game he'll have like 3 hits allowed
Yeah,
and go
yeah,
six
exactly.
innings. So, um, gosh, he's just one I really like to stay away from because he just always tricks me. But yeah, he's not a good pitcher at all. So if the Orioles bats can actually wake up, there's no reason why they can't walk away with knocking 4 or 5 runs off him and getting him out of there before 5 innings. So I like it. Let's
Yeah.
see what we're gonna do, man. I think I'm gonna go with a straight here on the first
Yeah.
one.
Here we go.
We might just have a couple straights today. I may stay away from the parlays. Couple games have obviously already started. It's we had early games today at 1 o'clock. We are recording this a little bit later, but I got a newborn at home, so I just have not
Yeah,
had
he
time to
does. Congratulations, by the
yeah, I
way.
had not had
Yeah.
time to get anything going this morning, and we had a doctor appointment early. So,
Well, he's got
but
two
yeah,
little
coming off
girls
that
running around now.
yeah, too much running around. But yeah, coming off that last video, we had a 4-0 sweep. We are now on a 26-11 run for this show. So that's for the
Woo!
entire show for us. So
Oh, come
let's
on,
keep
baby.
this going. That's 15. That's 15 bets now over 500. So that's
Man,
pretty good.
we'll take
I'm
that
gonna
all
go
day,
with a new
baby.
guy this time. It's somebody that I have been keeping my eye on. I wanted to take him last week. I had his last start and I didn't just because I wanted to see him go through one more. I'm going to go ahead and go with Noah Cameron for the Kansas City Royals to go over 16.5 outs. Gave that out last night around minus 115 to members. I did miss his opening at 15.5, which I'm kind of kicking myself for. But I also think he can still get to 17 outs. He's cast 17 outs in his first 3 starts to start his campaign this season. And he's done that against 3 pretty decent ball clubs at Tampa Bay, against St. Louis, and then at Minnesota. And really, all 3 of those teams can hit the ball. And now he's facing against a Cincinnati team who has been hitting bottom 10 against left-handed pitchers pretty much all season, and ranking bottom 5 in OPS and WRC plus over the last 30 days. Right now, for the season, they're sitting at a 213 average and a 211 average against left-hand pitchers over the last 30 days. And then when I look at Noah Cameron's stuff, just in general, he has an expected batting average allowed of 0.210 and an expected WOBA of 0.281. And then against the Reds, he's expected WOBA to be 0.304. So very good numbers. He's not a high walk rate guy. He's sitting right around 19K percent. So I don't think he's going to go out there and strike out 8 to 10 guys and rack up his pitch count. His launch angle sits right around a really nice 16, so it's not. I guess if you want to round it up, 17. So I don't think he's going to give up too many long balls, especially being in Kansas City versus being in Cincinnati. If it was in Cincinnati, I'd probably maybe be a little bit more worried about just the hitter's ballpark. But I think Noah can get to 17 here. And one thing I like is most of these teams that he's going to be facing for the foreseeable future have not seen him. So that'll give him at least the advantage for the first time through the order. Maybe he can make some quick light of those outs and get us to the 17 we need.
Yeah, I like it. I'm really interested to see what this kid can do. Don't know
Yeah.
much about him. He's a seventh round pick, but he's made it all the way up. He's actually Kansas City's fifth best prospect in their system. He's only got 3 starts under his belt, but my goodness, he's looked really, really good. ERA 0.93, big Wade. Holy smokes, just 25 years old from Central Arkansas. And you're right, he doesn't strike out a lot of guys, but he doesn't really have to. He's got a decent ground ball rate, but he really does a good job of missing barrels. Gets a lot of weak contact. That's exactly the kind of guy you want if you're betting an over on outs prop. So yeah, I'm all in on that one with you, buddy.
Well,
Let's
he's been super efficient too. He's gone 19, 19, and 20 outs, which is crazy. And most of those, actually, all 3 of those, he's been under like 83 pitches. He's been at like
go.
78, 80,
Wow.
83. So that's not gonna continue. But I think he's got a good matchup today for sure.
Yeah, the Reds they're terrible against lefties. They have been for a couple years now. They're just, they're decent at home, especially against righties, but if it's against lefties, they just can't figure it out. I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
Just some teams can't hit them, and since he's one of those teams, they're bottom third in baseball in that. So I'm with you, dude.
Correct.
Let's get it.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we can definitely cash those first 2 picks. So, what you got for the next one, man?
Yeah, let's see. Last one here. Let's go with a strikeout prop. I can't quit these. They've burned me plenty of times this year. These strikeout props, but I just love them. For 2 years, we were just crushing them, and
Hey.
I think we'll get it turned around here. Tweak some things a little bit. The unders have been pretty good. It's been the overs that have bit us a lot by the hook. You and I were talking off air a lot about that. Books are getting sharper and sharper with these strikeout props because they know people love to play them, especially on the over, because who wants to cheer for an under? It's just boring, right? But usually that's where the mathematical edges are. I'm going. That being said, I'm going with an under. Let's go, Tyler Molly under 4.5 strikeouts. Best line -140 over at bet 365. A lot to like about this play, Big Wade. His median on the year is just four. I actually adjusted it down to 3.5 just because Toronto doesn't strike out much at all. Second lowest K rate in baseball against righties. And you look at Molly on the season, he's just not a strikeout guy. He's 25th percentile in overall K rate, just 19th percentile in chase rates. He just doesn't have a ton of, he doesn't have that go to put away pitch that most strikeout pitchers do have. He's a ground ball guy. He's a decent pitcher. There's nothing wrong with the guy, but he's just not going to generate a lot of swing and miss. Like I said, Toronto, they put it in play a ton against righties. Got guys like Kirk, Clement, Vladdy Jr., Bo Bichette, all have K rates in 16.5 percentile or less. 16.5% or less. Laying 140 juice, Mikey Knobs, what are you doing? That's not ideal, but man, if you just look on the season, Molly's 7-4 to the under, which is a winning rate of 63.6%. That implies the juice here should be -175 instead of -140. Gives us an implied edge of 5.3%. Some quick and dirty redneck Alabama math for y'all. So that's why I'm taking the under, Big Way. Just a great matchup here for Valley to stay under.
Yeah, and he's a tricky guy. I've been keeping an eye on him as well. He can give you some good outings,
Mhm,
some quality starts, but I think this
mhm.
is a pretty good look for him. And look at this one, man. I may have to jump. I'm gonna go ahead and probably follow this one with you. I didn't really do a deep dive onto him today, but I think this is definitely hittable for sure.
Sweet. Thank you, brother. I appreciate it. You got another play for the people here. Stay hot.
I do. Trying to decide which one I want to give out. I think I'm just gonna go ahead and bite the bullet here. The juice isn't the best, but looking
Right.
around at the landscape, it's pretty good odds for what you can get. Well, with Matthew Boyd for the Chicago Cubs to go over 17.5 outs. I thought a no vig at -152. I was
Nice.
debating a same game parlay of Boyd 18 outs with 6 strikeouts on the Rockies. That came to -145. Now his outs were basically -200, -230 on some books all morning. Novig was even like 199, and then for some reason they dropped all the way down to -152, and I snagged that up and gave that out to my members. He's still like -200 everywhere. So just based on value alone, I think it's a good look. And if I was going to give out a same game parlay of him to go 18 and give 6 strikeouts at -145, I'd rather just remove those strikeouts and take a -152 odds to go 18 outs. He's 100% at home this year, and he's also faced a gauntlet of teams this season. And now he gets a matchup versus a team that's been basically dead last to bottom three for most of the season versus right handed pitchers in practically every category. To add to that, 8 of the last 10 right handed pitchers at their home stadium have gone at least 6+ on them. One thing that I do like is just the caliber of competition he's faced this year. He's faced Diamondbacks, he's faced the Padres twice, he's faced the Dodgers twice, he's faced San Francisco, who's got a really good record. He's went to New York Mets and faced them, even though they've been struggling a little bit recently. Um, and he's faced Pittsburgh and Cincinnati, and he at Cincinnati is a pretty tough place to pitch. So he's faced quite a few good teams, and now he finally gets a break. I'm hoping he doesn't burn us and does something crazy and only goes 15 outs today, which honestly wouldn't shock me. Having a really good matchup, sometimes that just happens. Um, Especially if he goes out there and racks up 10 strikeouts, ends up having a walk or two, that's going to kill his pitch count. I just don't think he's going to end up He's not one of those guys that has 8, 9, 10 strikeouts in his arsenal very often. I think he can get to 6. Um, he might get to 7. That's probably still even a good look. But I just think outs for him is a really good look. I also, if you wanted another play to look into him, I also like his prop to win the game. I think those odds are minus 105, minus 110. Usually we like to take those when they're right around plus money, plus 110. But I think a minus 110, minus 105 odds for him just to win the game outright is a safe look too, because you can win the game and only go 5 innings. And the Cubs could jump out to an early lead. So I haven't taken that one yet, but I may end up adding on his to win just to maybe hedge in case for some reason he doesn't reach 6 because he ends up striking out 15 batters. But I think this is a pretty safe play over 17 and a half outs, minus 152 on Novig.
Yeah, I like it. Just from line value alone, I love the price you got there. You nailed it. Every other book minus 200 or higher, some even higher than that. So just line value alone, I like it. But Boyd's been impressive, man. I mean, he really has. I didn't know this guy's he was older than I thought he was. 34 years old. He's been around a little bit, but man, he's really come into his own the last couple of years. Before 2024 was just kind of an average middle of the road kind of starter. But man, really been impressed. Even with that murderers row schedule you mentioned, Big Wave, 4-2 with a 3.42 ERA. I love
Yeah.
that. Strikes out about one guy per inning, especially against that, that really talented group he's faced. Now he gets an easy matchup. How bad are the Colorado Rockies, man? Is this the worst team in baseball history? 9-46. Holy smoke. Team rankings has them projected to win just 44 games. I think that still might be a stretch. I don't see how they're going to win that many games. So yeah, just the fact that you're getting this guy at a decent price to work deep when he's got the stuff and he doesn't walk a lot of guys. Anytime I don't play a lot of outs props, but I'd imagine you definitely don't want pitchers that walk a lot of guys. And Boyd ranks 78 percentile walk rate, which is really good. Only walking 6.4% of batters, so that is really impressive. Really like that. Um, chase rate's good, barrel rate's good, hard hit rate's good. A lot to like about this guy, man. He's just really kind of come out of nowhere these last couple of years.
He has indeed, and he actually last year he really wasn't a guy that went deep too often. He's more of a guy that just gave you 5 solid innings and they'd pull him. But he's been on a couple different teams over the last few years. So yeah, I really think this is a good look, especially against that offense. So we'll see if we can sweep these picks. And remember, if you guys want, make sure you guys go check out eatwatchbet.com, bettersinsider.com, and hellorookie.com. They are your ultimate one-stop shops for winning sports picks and unbeatable deals. You can dive into daily articles packed with expert predictions and tips to help you make smarter bets. Plus, we've got links to exclusive promo codes for every major sports books in your state. Why miss out on free money? If you guys can, make sure to go over to eatwatchbet.com, navigate over to the promo code section, and see what kind of deals you can get in your state.
Love
Now,
it. Appreciate that.
as far as our picks today, we'll do a quick rundown. Mike gave out the Orioles money line. I gave out Noah Cameron over 16 and a half outs. Mike gave out Tyler Mahle under 4.5 strikeouts for the Texas Rangers. And I gave out Matthew Boyd for the Chicago Cubs to go over 17 and a half outs. All right, Mike, anything else you got to say?
No, that's it. Let's cash it, baby. Let's go 4-0 again. Stay hot here on the show. Thank y'all for watching. It's great to be back, man. Hopefully, we can get back in the groove, at least doing one, maybe two of these a week. Two would be ideal, I think, as far as getting into a good groove. But always a good time sitting down. We talking a little ball, man. I've enjoyed it.
Absolutely. And tomorrow we've only got 4 games. So Friday we'll more likely we'll be back for a Friday show. Hopefully we can sweep today. We'll give you guys a sweep on Friday, and then we can go into the weekend with a nice 8-0 or a 9-0 run. So appreciate you guys. Have a blessed day. Let's cash your tickets.
Cheers.